Welcome to Adding Dollars. In this video, I'll be going over my weekly update on the highest volatility stocks, so stocks that are paying the highest premiums for covered calls and cash secured puts. Before I jump into this week's scan, if you're new to cash secured puts or covered calls, make sure to check out the videos in the description. Now let's go ahead and jump into this week's high volatility scan. As always, I'm in the Thinkorswim platform and I'm on the scan tab, and we are going to be scanning the S&P 500. If you want to see me scan a different list, feel free to leave that in the comments and I'll do that next week. Click scan, and here I have a column of implied volatility on the far right from the highest going down to the lowest. And similar to last week's video, we have Solar Edge as the highest volatility stock. So let's go ahead and look at the next highest volatility stock since we already looked at that one last week. We have Moderna with a implied volatility of 56.34% and currently trading at about $77. All of this is after hours data, so it may change when the market opens. Jumping over to the trade tab, we can go ahead and look at what kind of premiums we could get. And I am looking at the 8 days out option, so expiring next Friday. As always, I also have this column on the far right here that is the percent premium. It is a custom column that quickly calculates the percentage profit for selling a cash secured put and gives you an estimate for covered calls, as you can see here. If you want to add this to your own chart, feel free to check out the link in the description with instructions on how to download that and how to add it to your own platform. Now, looking at this column, if I wanted to make about 1% or 0.9%, I could sell the $73 strike price and collect about $63 to $65 in premium in 8 days and make about 0.9% in 8 days. The risk here, if I did get assigned, I would need to have 73 times 100 because 100 shares per option contract, so $7,300 in order to purchase the shares. On the covered call side, it currently costs $7,770 to buy 100 shares, but then I could sell the $78 call option and collect about $220 in 8 days, or about 2.85%. Jumping back to the scan tab to look at a couple more, feel free to pause the video and take a look at the entire list as well. We see a lot of ones that we've seen before, like Enphase, Paramount, Carnival, Dollar General. Let's take a look at American Airlines, one that we haven't looked at before, and a slightly cheaper stock at $12.43. Current volatility is 43%. Jumping back to the trade tab, we can look at the premiums. The 8 days out options, if you wanted to make about 1%, you would need to sell pretty close to at the money. So in this case, you could sell one strike below at the money and make about 0.8% in 8 days. And this would give you about $9 in premium. Your risk here is 12 times 100, so $1,200 if you did end up getting assigned on this position. On the covered call side, it would cost you $1,243 to buy 100 shares, but you could sell the $12.50 call option and collect about $23 or about 1.88% in 8 days. Let's jump back to the scan tab and look at another stock. Let's take a look at Airbnb, one that we haven't looked at before. Current volatility is about 36%. And the current stock price is $126. Volatility is not as high as some of the other stocks, so the premiums may be somewhat lower. Here we can see in order to get 1% on a cash secured put, I would need to sell the $123 strike price, which is pretty close to the current stock price. I'd be able to collect about $117, and if I did get assigned, I would need $12,300 to buy 100 shares. On the covered call side, it would currently cost me $12,634 to buy 100 shares, but then I could sell the $127 call option and collect about $230 or 1.83%. If you're interested in learning more about cash secured puts and covered calls and how you can roll positions and what to do if a stock moves one way or another, check out the videos in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.